The U.S. has been getting more and more involved in the distribution of food and other types of aid to the people of Gaza in the midst of what appears to be a very dire situation, which, by the way, primarily is the result of Hamas combined with some questionable activities from the United Nations. But there are other groups that are also involved, including our great friends at Samaritan's Purse, who have been actively involved in helping innocent civilians there since the original attack of Hamas back on October 7th. And with me now to share more about what his organization is doing is Ken Isaacs. He's the Vice President of Programs and Government Relations at Samaritan's Purse. Ken, welcome to Washington Watch. It's great to have you.
Thank you, Jody. It's good to be with you.
Well, let's begin with this. You were recently over there. What can you tell us from your firsthand experience, what you saw and heard on the ground?
Well, I've been back 2.5 days, and I can tell you that it's a desperate situation. I think that there's a lot of political posturing going on, and I also think that there is a lot of need, and I think that there's good work going on as far as humanitarian response. So it's a very complex and difficult working environment, though.
I can only imagine the complexity of it all. And of course, Samaritan's Purse has been on the ground there since the very beginning, since right after the October 7th attacks. Can you tell us, Ken, a little bit of what the Lord has been doing through Samaritan's Purse, specifically as it relates to addressing some of the physical needs of the people who are there?
Well, when the attacks on October the 7th happened, the first thing that we did, we started helping people in the communities that were directly affected. And as time has gone on, we've helped more people in Israel. The assistance that we have been putting into Gaza and the Palestinian territories, we've done that through trusted partners, and that's included food, it's included water, trucking clean water, and medical supplies, clinical care, medical care, these kind of things. And now what we're focused on, in addition to ambulance centers and medical facilities that we're helping with in Israel and the communities, we're looking at the food situation in Gaza, what we can do and how we would do that. And recently, a group's name, the Gaza Humanitarian Foundation, has come up. And so during my trip there, I visited with them. I saw firsthand the work that they're doing. And I have to say, Jody, I came away very impressed. They are professional. They're compassionate people. And they are taking food in and delivering it, distributing it in a very chaotic situation, but they're doing a yeoman's job at it.
Man, that's awesome. That's fantastic to hear. You mentioned some of the partners. Go with us down that path a little bit, Ken. What can you tell us more about the dynamics of some of the partners that you work with? How does that, what does that look like for Samaritan's Purse?
Well, it has, a different appearance in different places, but essentially it's people that we know through other intermediaries that we've either had direct contact with them, or people that we know and that we trust know that they're people that can be trusted, that they're not connected to any terrorist activities. And so this is what we're looking for, how to do that. And as Christians, we're always looking for that open door. And the Lord sends his people. We try to use discernment and make the best choices that we can.
So let's talk about that. I guess at the end of the day, that is the main issue. Taking care of the physical needs, food and that type of thing are huge. But it's not just the physical needs that Samaritan's Purse addresses. It's the spiritual needs as well. Ken, can you talk to us a little bit about some of the encounters spiritually that you've heard about, or perhaps that you've witnessed personally?
Well, in Israel, it's frowned upon to be, what they would say is proselytizing. But I can tell you that I've met with many government officials, and I've always used the parable of the Good Samaritan to explain who we are and why we do what we do. And that message is warmly received and appreciated by all the people groups that we work with. But we want people that we help to know that God loves them and God hasn't forgotten about them. And so we do everything that we can to do that in a way that is acceptable and appropriate in different cultural settings.
So how would you encourage some of our viewers here and our listeners as well to pray about this situation, both for the people there in Gaza and Israel, but also for your team and the partners that you're working with? How can we most effectively pray for you?
But thank you for asking that, Jody. So I would just ask for prayer for discernment for our team members and our leaders, who we work with, how we work with them, open doors of opportunities. We're looking at doing some really innovative kind of things with food distributions. And, I just would ask for prayers that God would bless that and give us favor, and particularly in the relationships. Pray for the peace in that part of the world, and pray also for the people from Gaza. They're under enormous desperation and stress right now, and nobody wants to see that.
Ken Isaacs, I want to thank you so much, Vice President of Programs and Government Relations at Samaritan's Purse. Tremendous work that you and your team are doing. Thank you, and thank you for joining us on Washington Watch.
Thank you, Jody.